Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Diablo 3 with the Crusader. We're going out to the Fields of Misery. And we luck out with a Pool of Reflection right away, don't we? So we're going to get a little bit more of experience. And we can see we're almost 2 levels. So let's go ahead and make that happen, shall we? Charge across the bridge. No, not quite. Should have done that later.
There's a sword here, we will find it.
Yes, we will indeed find it. We will charge through the Fields of Misery into the Khazra Den. Gain a level. And we will try out some different builds. Hammer still working reasonably well. There's the ding. Level 19. An active skill category. Oh, this one's fun. Sweep attack gets trip attack. Steed charge gets ramming speed. And I have falling sword. That's why this is the fun one. Come back here. Don't get overzealous on me. I'm the Crusader here. Alright, sweep attack gets trip attack. It turns into lightning damage. Enemies hit by the sweep attack have a 50% chance to be tripped and stunned for 2 seconds. So we go from physical to fire to lightning. So we got a little bit of everything. So it acts like it trips them. It gives you a stun. Honestly, I don't think I've seen a trip animation come out of this before. But it does do the stun for 2 seconds, which is nice because it's a fairly spammy attack with 20 wrath cost. So I can get a reasonable amount of stuns off of that, which is nice. Now, my Steed charge is going to get ramming speed, stays physical. The Warhorse deals 515 weapon damage per second and knocks away enemies through which you ride. So the Steed charge naturally allows you to move through enemies, but now it allows me to not only go through them, but to knock them back, and it does a little bit of damage. This new ability is Falling Sword. 25 Wrath, 30-second cooldown. You launch yourself to the heavens and come crashing down on your enemies, dealing 1,100 weapon damage to everything within 14 yards of where you land. This is your major cooldown, major damage ability, and it is one of the best abilities. This is really awesome for the Crusader. I like it. Maybe not the best abilities from a mechanical standpoint, but I mean, for me, I just like how it works and feels. In fact, the way they described it when they announced this character class was launching yourself as if you were in a cannon. Bam! And coming down like an artillery shell. And you know what? It feels like it here. I like it. It's just you come down really hard, you do a bunch of damage. So let's go ahead and do sweep attack. You can see it does some stunning. Of course, these guys are flying creatures, so it's not looking to act like it's going to knock them down. But I think even against humanoid targets, it just stuns them. I think the sweep attack thing, or the whole point of knocking them down, is really just more for flavor. To give it an explanation on how it's supposed to work.
Not enough wrath.
Why is it lightning damage? Because. Reasons. That is why.
My wrath is low.
So we're now back to a fairly decent amount of damage that we can spam. The hammers were a bit more spammable, and honestly they were doing good damage because of the fact of that burning rune. If I could get them to come on me, because I'm a tank, get their attention, if I can get them to stay on me and just keep hitting me, the fire will just continually burn under their feet. Hey, look at that. Right away we are finding the waypoint. Now, when I came here on the Witch Doctor, I ran across Odeg the Key Warden. I've been hearing reports that the Key Wardens are back to being on Torment, but it looks like that report is false because, hey, look who we found. Look who's charmed. That's right. You are. Who's a charmed Odeg? Yes, you are. Oh, I missed.
Not enough wrath.
So that's the downside to one target. Let's go ahead and do Steed charge. I want to go through him. Boom. Doesn't knock him back because, he's Odeg. Alright. Of course, I pop my lawn, he runs away. Which is good because I believe that is the one for, resistances. So I had to walk through him. Stun. Oh, he's actually charmed. That's nice.
My wrath is low.
Oh, stop running away from me. Okay, the lag. Okay, this has been a common theme lately. They opened up it's unfortunate. They opened up Hearthstone on the iPad, which is great. You know, that's a great move for Blizzard. It's going to give them more customers, and it's getting Hearthstone more exposure. Awesome. Good game, deserves it. Downside is ever since they've done that, it's felt like the lag on Battle.net has been atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. I have been seeing all sorts of jitter. Everybody I've been playing with has complained about it too. It's like, you know, you play, you get that couple of seconds where it doesn't respond, like so. Oh, man. I never used to care about the always online requirement, but I gotta tell you, right now, the stutter when I'm just trying to play with my Templar here, it does make me wish I had that online component, or that offline component, doesn't it? I mean, look at that, I can't even... Oh, man. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. I'm sure just by mentioning it, the comment section will, of course, have plenty of complaints of their own to say, yep, we dislike it too. I'll probably get a couple people too that say they don't have any lag problems. Now the truth is, I do have a pretty terrible internet. Well, I can't say that. The internet I pay for is actually pretty good when it works. It's pretty great, actually. It's a decent speed. It's not too bad. It's not the best that they offer. It's not, it's Bright House, whatever. Problem is that for a very long time, a couple of years in fact, I've been having this issue on and off where I get bouts of lag, disconnections. When I was doing hardcore raiding, it was especially bad. Because then I had a whole group of people that were waiting for me to get in, and I would disconnect every 10 to 15 minutes. Not very good. You hopefully get an attempt on a boss in that time, and then you're out again, and then you try to reconnect. So it very well could be my internet. It very well could be. But I'm getting so many reports from other people that they've had this stuttering and lag issue that, you know, it could be a combination of the two. My internet and Blizzard's servers just getting overloaded with Hearthstone. You would think that they wouldn't interact with each other, but you never know. I mean, I don't know how they lay out their server architecture. Do they segregate the two? Do they not? They have some of them running it. I mean, and the truth is, even if they segregate them, are they in the same data center, right? If they're not on the same servers, they could be in a similar center that's getting its bandwidth pushed. We don't know, really. I mean, they haven't really told us. I don't think they ever will. I don't expect them to. I just hope that the constant reports, and I'm seeing it on the forums too, lots of reports of lag. And I know they're supposedly working on it. I hope they do. I've been fortunate enough that almost every time I've ever seen people complain about lag in Diablo, I've never had it. This is the first time that I've actually had a lag of my own, consistent lag of my own, when other people are complaining about it. So this one is very much real out there, you know. The others were only localized issues. This one seems to be hitting pretty hard around all the areas, all the regions. I don't know about, I can't say regions. Across the U.S. at least, North American servers. Have no idea how it affects the EU or the Australian servers, right? Because they have those now, which is great. Glad to see Blizzard finally branching those out. Alright, it's taking a while just to kill this thing. That's my main topic of conversation. And we have found the Khazra-Den. Perfect. Perfect timing. I like the fact that my sweep attack is stunning. What's odd is I feel like I was getting more damage out of the hammers. The hammers themselves do less damage. Half as much as sweep attack, as a matter of fact. But that burning damage is constant. Let's just kind of take a look at that. 200 plus 150 on the ground, so that makes it 350. You look at this, it's 440. So the difference, not a huge difference, but this hammer is going to hit more than once, as well as the burning. So ultimately, Blessed Hammer, if you can get them to stand in it with the burning rune, the Blessed Hammer is really going to do more. So the advantage of sweep attack right now is not so much the damage, although it is good burst damage, like an instant hit, whereas the hammer is sustained damage over time. The benefit is being able to stun as well, and I've got that combined with the shield glare. Just put that out there so they can't attack, and then I stun them. So I end up being sustainable just by nature of crowd control.
We must hurry with the ritual. Magda will be here soon. It is turning.
Yes, the beam is turning towards me. I'm getting out of it.
I require more wrath.
Oh yes, fight for me. Fight for me.
Holy on!
The sword
Okay.
glows.
Oh,
Perhaps
oh.
the goatmen truly were driven mad.
Who are you to take what is mine?
I'm a Crusader.
Regardless, I have claimed it. I am Magda, and I lead this coven. The shard is mine.
I disagree.
Very well. Let the games begin.
Kaboom. I like that. Who are you to take what is mine? I'm a Crusader. It's like, okay. I just answered plainly. Who am I? Well, I'm a Crusader. That's really what I am. That's what I do.
Well fought. But you will never possess the next piece. It has fallen where only the ancients may tread.
She is more devious than she appears.
Really? You think so? You think so? She just literally told us where the next piece is. And then she will taunt us. Never mind. Cormac, you don't understand. You don't. You're too sheltered, sir. Speaking of sheltered life, nope, nothing new. Alright, before I take the sword back to Cain, I'm going to look for any packs and, of course, any sub-dungeons to do, because I haven't explored this place that much so far. Alright, give them a glare, get out of the desecrator. Actually, I'm just going to pop my law. That'll give me resistance against it, so I'm not too worried about it. Of course, it's going to wear out here in a second, so now I'll get out. In a moment, I'll have my shield glare back. Let's turn it around. There we go.
My wrath is low.
This group of abilities is pretty nice. I think once I get damage up more, I still have some pretty decent items. I'm not killing super slow, but obviously I'm not killing super quick either. This is honestly probably right where I want to be with Master. I'm leveling a Crusader on not Master, but Expert, the step below, the step down. I gotta tell you, it's too easy. It is way too easy for me. You know, it really depends on your skill level. So I mean, I don't mean that to say if you can't do it, you suck. I'm just saying for me, with how I play and how I work the skills, and I know, you know, having played on these difficulties, to me it just feels way too easy. If you are fairly casual, you know, that might be a better place for you. The killing speed is much better though. I mean, that I have to admit. The regular enemies die super fast. The elites don't take too long to die at all. But I prefer this because it does, again, give me the challenge. Honestly, I think the biggest problem I have with it is that because things die fairly easy and they don't do a lot of damage, is that it makes it so testing defenses really, you really can't, you know, because the defenses are obviously too strong for that level. So we're moving on. We did get an active ability in Blessed Shield. And we get Smite, Rune, Shackle. So we're going to become kind of a mid to long range build here doing that. And I just got Insurmountable. I won't be using that more than likely. Nephalem Majesty, that's a pretty nice passive. So we got a few here. A new passive slot as well for hitting level 20. So I can choose... Honestly, I don't think I need any of these. Fervor would be kind of nice, actually. Getting the attack speed. But we look at Insurmountable. This one's pretty nice. When surrounded by 4 or more enemies within 12 yards, your block amount is increased by 30%. So it is kind of the opposite of the Barbarian's abilities, where he gets more powerful as he gets surrounded. The Templar becomes more defensive. So the Barbarian does more damage, the Templar blocks more, and so you've kind of got the duality there, you know, the offense versus defense, and they both do it reasonably well. Nephalem Majesty is an interesting passive in that it increases the duration of Nephalem Glory by 30 seconds. In fact, that's going to be what I'm running with for now. I like Fervor. It's nice to have attack speed, especially with a two-handed weapon. But if I find Nephalem Globes, I can get 30 additional seconds. I believe Nephalem Majesty lasts maybe, is it 1 or 2 minutes? Might be about a minute. That makes it a minute and a half. And that's pretty nice because Nephalem Majesty does increase your movement speed. I don't believe it increases your attack speed, but I will be able to move a bit further. And it does counter a little bit Heavenly Strength, because Nephalem Orbs will go over the movement cap. I've been playing with some people that have been doing these builds that help you get more Nephalem Globes, and we've been staying at 3 globes. And I've noticed that you can get up pretty high movement speed. You go over 25%, which means Heavenly Strength is more than likely going to be countered as well. You will probably still move slower than other classes, but it's still pretty nice. Alright, so we're going to get Smite, and this is Shackle. Enemies hit by the chains have a 20% chance to be immobilized in place for 1 second, so it will keep them still. Alright, that's good, we'll use that. Blessed Shield, it costs 20 Wrath. Hurl your shield, dealing 340% weapon damage plus 250 of shield block chance as damage. It will ricochet to 3 enemies nearby. That's great. So this is a lot like Shield Bash in the fact that they are both attacks that require you to have a shield, and because of that, they take damage from your shield. Sweep Attack, Hammer, and Fist of the Heavens, none of those use it, don't use your shield chance, and don't require a shield to be used. So there's only really 2 abilities. If you wanted to go as a shieldless build with a two-handed weapon, you certainly could. You have plenty of abilities that would let you do it. Alright, so we'll go ahead and hit that. So you can see we've got kind of a long-ranged ability thing going on here. We are doing mostly holy damage now. Falling Sword, oddly enough, is physical. With this, I'm going to trade out my Laws of Justice. I'm going to get my attack speed up since I'm using the two-handed weapon. We're going to go back to Valor. I don't think I need the defense as much. I want to be able to kill a little bit faster, so we're going to pop that on. Changing of anything else? I don't really think so. I don't think I need Consecration. I haven't needed any healing, so any major healing so far. Shield Glare is kind of nice, especially with the fact that it makes them fight for me. So we'll go ahead and give this a go. So there's Smite. You can see it's immobilizing them. It doesn't stun. They can still attack, but they can't move forward after you hit them with it. Okay, let's just do the shield. This is what I like to call the Captain America ability.
Not enough wrath.
Just throw your shield at the enemy. America! America! Now you can see he's got a fairly short ricochet distance. Let me go ahead and get this Frenzied Shrine for some more attack speed. Oh yeah, that feels better. Two-handed weapon with a one-handed attack speed. I like that it bounces, hits multiple targets. I mean, you can see both Smite and the shield are bouncing from enemy to enemy. So it's not a specifically an AoE build, but it's more like a cleave attack build. I'm hitting like up to 4 enemies with this, and again 4 enemies with this. So they're kind of hitting the same targets. Not bad to be doing, 340? So let's kind of compare that to the other. That's 340 compared to Sweep Attack, which is 440. So it's only 100 less. And it does that to each enemy it hits. So you can say that, honestly, you get more than one enemy, that's going to hit really hard. Just kind of go in. Yeah, if I don't find any globes, I might end up going back. I might try Fervor, just to get the attack speed up every time I kill something. because this attack speed is pretty nice. I don't think I'll get quite this high with Fervor. I'm using a Shrine after all. Alright, Cormac did get a final ability when I hit level 20. So let's kill these guys, take a look at what he's got. I think I'm going to get Inspiration. I'm fairly certain of it. I just need to look at him again to make sure what abilities he has. Alright, get that Falling Sword on there, do a bunch of damage.
My wrath is low.
Alright, Cormac. So he's got Guardian, which rushes to your aid, knocks enemies back, and it heals you for 1,226. That's not too bad. I've got 3,000 life, so that's a good amount of healing. But as you can see, his natural healing from Loyalty and Heal are doing just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and get Inspire. It's going to give me 1.8 Wrath per second. So I'm going to actually get some more regeneration here. Going up pretty nice. That's especially nice considering I am using a ranged ability. I think Inspire is especially, it just really works well for that because I don't have to get up close to get any Wrath. I can kind of sit here, sit back, spam my shield a bit. And then Cormac will give me a bit of Wrath in order to do it again if I need to. Or, you know, enemies can rush up to me and I'll just take them out like so. Wow, nicely done. Nicely done. Alright, let's go and kill this nest. I like Falling Sword. I really like Falling Sword. It's especially useful for getting in, going behind enemy lines, getting summoners and things like that, or just charging in and doing a whole bunch of damage to the front lines. You know, get the enemies on you, just drop right on top of them. Very nice, such damage. Very shield. Wow. Alright, so, Lost Mine, huh? Okay. I've only done this one a handful of times, I believe.
That feels better.
Noticing a slight oddity here for me is that I can get a bounce off of Smite on some of these enemies that I've been fighting here. But I can't quite get a bounce off the shield. Like, they'll be just far enough away that the shield won't hit, but Smite will. I wonder if it tells me, within 20 yards, and this doesn't say how many. See, that one just went right back to me. They were standing right next to each other. The shield should have gone to the next enemy, but it didn't. So there's some odd behaviors with the shield throw. I think it's kind of a neat skill. Pretty nice ranged ability.
Could we find more like that?
But it certainly has some challenges. And see there, those enemies were further apart, and yet it still bounced to all three. Curiouser and curiouser, said Alice.
Thank you for helping me.
Well, look what we found here. A legendary polearm. Let's go ahead and identify that now, shall we? Nice. So, another two-handed weapon, perhaps to replace the one I have. What did we get? Ooh, a new transmog too. The Pledge of Caldeum. 42.8, so it is more damage. It is a slow attack speed though, 0.98. That's unfortunate. It does do fire damage, 15 to 19, 3% increased damage, and increases the attack speed by 3%. Reduces all resource costs by 6. Now, from what I understand, the elemental damage and the plus percentage damage are still kind of bugged, so I'm not sure if I'm going to actually get the reported increase or not. But hey, I get life after kill and a chance to blind on hit, which isn't bad. I am going to lose some toughness and healing, though. So I'm going to lose vitality and life per hit. It's not too bad. What I could do is... My health did go down quite a bit on the last elite pack I really fought. I could go back to Consecration rather than using Shield Glare. I might just give it a shot for now, see how it feels. Ultimately, though, if I decide to shard it, it is another Brimstone, and that gives me the ability to craft a nice legendary of my own. I'm going to go ahead and put this down here. Let's just take a look at it here. That's a pretty nice spear. That's pretty cool. And it seems fitting for the Crusader too, doesn't it? Become a pikeman. Awesome. Alright, well, not that I'm using my spear at the moment. I'm using Smite. But that's okay. I'm going to finish fleshing out this dungeon before I go to the next level. I've got a few other areas that I can veer off to.
How are criminals treated in your land?
Crusaders have no land. We are united by an idea rather than a code of laws.
I won't ask what happens to those who betray that idea.
That's probably best.
Oh, nice. Okay, well, and with that too, we are done with this area. This is just a straightforward dungeon, honestly. Nothing too special about it. You know, slightly different tiles set in color, I suppose, but no, not too bad. Killed a few elite packs, got a resplendent chest. Honestly, when it comes to this Pledge of Chaldeum, I think I like the speed on the cudgel a little bit better. I like being able to have the faster attack speed. Part of that, I think, is really because I'm using Smite. The survivability, it really hasn't been a big hit from what I've been doing so far. But having a ranged attack typically means you're kind of moving away more often and kiting, and I've noticed that even with my Demon Hunter. I know a lot of people like to use like two-handed crossbows. I have a problem with two-handed crossbows in that they feel clunky sometimes. Like, I'm okay with a bow, but the crossbows are just a little too slow for me. I don't know what it is. It's just something about it's the feel, honestly. It's not that it's less survivable or anything like that. It's just that for me, I like having the quicker responsiveness of a bow. Now, if I were getting up and close, like on my Barbarian, I've done two-handed builds, and they've worked out just fine. If I were maybe sticking to Punish or Slash, maybe, I'd probably be fine with it. But using Smite and Justice, I'm probably not going to be using a slower attack speed weapon, just because I'm going to want to be able to keep moving and turning around and doing attacks. That's probably part of it. Now, unfortunately, I kind of wish I could give this to Cormac so he could use it, but he cannot. So I'll end up sharding it. Kind of a shame. It is technically an upgrade, so I can't say it was a bad legendary. So it's I'm still finding good upgrades, finding legendaries, and this whole new Loot 2.0 thing is still making me quite happy. But it's just I've decided to not use that one and to try something else. Mostly I'm going to cannon myself into the enemy and completely decimate them with raw power. Yes. Looks like I found another experience shrine. That is quite nice. Anything to help the leveling progress here? Let's go over here.
Nothing stops the crusade.
Level 21. Alright, so what have we got? We've got an active skill, Condemn. That's going to be nice. That's going to be up and close. Iron Skin, Steel Skin, so that's good. So Condemn and Steel Skin are good close-up ranges. Laws of Valor gives me Invincible. Looks like that's it. So I'm going to have some abilities that get me up and close. So I'll probably go ahead and change out from Smite and the Shield. And we'll make a complete reversal here. We'll get up and close. Sounds good, because I kind of like being up and close and personal with my Crusader. Alright. To facilitate this, I'm going to go ahead and use my laws to increase my attack speed and try and get this over and done with. There, much better. Alright, let's take a look what I've got. I have Iron Skin. This time getting Steel Skin. Increases the duration to 7 seconds. So we are going from a 4 second to 7 second. So about 3 second increase of 50% reduced damage taken. That's not too bad. We're going to lose the Steed charge to get Condemn. So we're going to get a really nice AoE close-in ability. It's a 15-second cooldown. No wrath cost. It builds up a massive explosion that unleashes after 3 seconds. It deals 1,160% weapon damage as wholly to all enemies within 15 yards. So 1,160, kind of like Falling Sword, 1,100. I mean, that's a lot of damage you're looking at. Falling Sword, the balance there being that it takes a little bit of a charge up time and you can miss fast moving targets, but it hits pretty hard, has a 30-second cooldown. And with this, Condemn, a 15-second cooldown for pretty much just as much damage, so half the cooldown, but it is only around you, so you kind of have to get close and make sure the enemies don't run out of it once again. So they do have different reasons for making it up. Now we're going to get Laws of Valor back. This is our attack speed one. We're going to get Invincible. Empowering the Law also increases your life on hit by 161. So not only am I getting basically an attack speed increase, but the Valor is going to, when I proc it, give me life on hit to help me get my survivability back. And this is kind of why the laws have that 45-second cooldown as opposed to a Monk's Mantra. Monk's Mantras, you can pretty much proc all the time as long as you're getting the spirit generation. These laws have some pretty interesting effects when you start getting runes that you kind of see why they have that 45-second cooldown, because they actually can do some pretty powerful stuff. So we're going to go ahead and get that, so we'll have life on hit when I proc it. So if I need some, I'll grab it. So let's go ahead and move in, get into the enemy's face, shall we? I think I might go back to Punish. And I can get my attack speed up, or I can do Roar, which does damage around me. Both, honestly, are pretty good. What do I want to do as a follow-up, though? I could charge in with Bash, or I could go back to Sweep Attack. Sweep Attack does have Trip Attack, but it also has a pretty nice powerful hit with Blazing. The hammer has been doing pretty good, though, with getting in there doing a bunch of damage. Why don't we make this kind of a fire build, right? Let's do the hammer with Burning Wrath, and we will do the punish with Roar to do just... I'll do a bunch of fire damage around me. The hammers will burn everything around me. I'll just have everything coming in, and combine that with Condemn, right? You get Condemn going in there. You're just blowing things up all around you. So I'll use Falling Sword to get in if I need to. Now, what I can do to facilitate this, since I'm kind of getting up close, I can also get Insurmountable, which will increase my defenses even further. I'm not finding Nephalem Globes, unfortunately, so I don't think I'm going to keep the Majesty for now. I just haven't had any luck with them dropping. So I just feel like it's wasting a slot. When I start seeing more of them drop, I might go back to it. But I'm going to go to Insurmountable. And I want to do that because Insurmountable, even though I'm not concerned about my survivability, the main reason I want Insurmountable is to increase my damage. Because it increases my block chance by 30%, and Punish will only do damage if it blocks. So this is going to give me 15%. That should give me another 30%. On top of that, my shield has 13. So we're looking at what? What's my current block chance? Defenses. Block chance is 13%. Yeah, it doesn't tell me to. It just only tells me that of the shield. So 13, let's say plus another. Let's say that was 15. 50, that's 30. What is that? 27 plus another 30. So yeah, it becomes almost 60. This could be interesting. Now I only get that when I have a bunch of enemies near me.
You can only carry so much on a crusade.
You can only... Okay, I haven't heard that one before. That's kind of nice. Alright, well with that I guess I'm going into turn a bunch of stuff. So we'll go to the blacksmith, salvage a bunch of stuff, and we'll even see if I can't make something a little bit different, shall we? Let's go ahead and salvage the whites first. I'm going to go ahead and salvage this. Alright, this belt. Ooh, is it a little bit better than my legendary? I might actually get some more of these brimstones. We are going up from level 14 to 17. It gives me damage. I lose toughness. I'm not really too concerned about the toughness right now. What am I losing in toughness? Vitality? But I'm gaining regeneration. So that's not too bad. Considering I'm going to a block build right now, this will probably work. The only thing I'm losing is the gain armor equal to gold pickup, which is nice if I can combine that with something like gold skin, which is an armor that drops gold when you get hit. I mean, that would be pretty nice. I think I will go ahead and replace it. Let's go ahead and get myself another brimstone. I might be able to make something out of this eventually. Alright, two-handed polearm, which is not better than what I'm using. A shoulder piece, not better. Oh, but here we go. We've got a helmet with some strength and life on hit. Ranged attackers take 2 damage, and it gives me pickup radius. 13% toughness, though, for minor increases to damage and healing, though I think I'll pass on that. The strength is only going up by 1. So, yeah, we won't do that. We won't do that. No on the boots. Bracers, no. Two-hander with a socket. What am I I'm still finding chipped. I don't think that's... No. Emeralds are not going to be super powerful at this level. Crusader shield, which has less chance to block and only gives me toughness. So no. No. Ah, here we go. Some pants. Strength, vitality, regenerate, life. Yeah. Damage, toughness, and healing go up. We'll go ahead and put the gem in there to get more strength. How about the shield? More damage, 32 strength. Chance to deal area damage on hit. Now I'm going to say area damage is probably one of the most underrated stats. On my Demon Hunter, I have like 50% area damage. And while my sheet damage is not terribly high, actually I think I just recently got it up to 500,000, so that's not too bad. But for a while it wasn't too high. And I was having a hard time killing single targets. However, because I had such a high area damage, anytime I ran into a big pack, I was bursting them down like crazy, because area damage has a chance to proc on every enemy hit. So if you're doing a lot of AoE naturally, it's a 20% chance that each enemy you hit is also going to do AoE. So you could triple your damage in a single hit if 2 enemies decide to proc your area damage. It's pretty insane. So it can be quite useful. Now this is only 9%, and my damage is going up 1.2, but the toughness I'm losing is what? Vitality? And I'm losing resource cost reduction. I think ultimately I'm going to keep what I've got, because that resource cost reduction can be kind of nice too. Going here, we might be replacing our bracers. Let's see. I'm going to lose toughness because I'm losing resist all. Resist all is pretty nice. Is that the only res all I have? I have 3 somewhere else. Where am I getting 3 from? That's odd. I must be getting it from intelligence. Yeah, okay. Yeah, resistance by 2.8. So, yeah, my resist all is not too high, and consequently I would lose some. Also, I'm losing some vitality. I'm gaining just a tiny bit of strength. The regeneration is kind of nice, though. I might just go ahead and do it. Give myself 4 of these brimstones, see if I can't make something with that. Let's just do it. Might be able to make something even better. No to the pants, and a one-handed, which does 30.1. Not quite there, so we'll go ahead and salvage that. Alright, so, look at this. Ooh, dexterity. I don't use dexterity. Neither does Cormac, who needs to shut up now. Alright, weapons. Can I forge anything? I can forge Born's sword, yes. I can even gain myself life and monster kills grant experience because I can forge another piece of Born's set. I like the way Born's set looks on the Crusader. I really do. Let's see what else I can possibly make. I can make the armor. That one's not too bad. Because honestly, it's only a 3-piece set, but I only need 2. I'm probably going to make the shoulders here. I like the shoulders. They look pretty good as well. Looks like those are the only 2 unique items I can make. But that's not too bad. Later on, I can make parts of Kane's set. Let me go ahead and go to all. When is that going to happen? Because basically the big thing here is to know how long it's going to take to get to that point. So let's go down here to Kane's sandals. That's a level 23. So I'm not too far off. And that does give bonus experience by 30%. But I need to be able to make 3 of them. I only have enough items to make 2. I don't think that's going to be a big deal. I think what I'm going to do is go for the Born set now because I just like the way it looks. I really like the way it looks, and it's going to give me some nice survivability and damage. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to do Born Searing Spite. It's a 32.2. It's a one-hander, so this should easily be a replacement. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And the armor, which I'm going to do shoulders. Looks like, yep, should be good. Armor and regeneration. Let's compare it to the Heart of Steel, which is just armor and 5 properties. This is armor, regeneration, and 4. I think that'll be fine. The regeneration will help. So I'm not digging into my current stash of brimstones. I'm only using the brimstones that this character has naturally found. So we're looking good here. So what am I going to... I'm going to gain 50% damage, which is very nice. Alright, so gain 50% damage. It gives me lightning damage plus 3% damage and attack speed, as well as critical hit chance. So that's really nice. So I'll go ahead and I'll pop that on. I am losing some toughness and healing. That's fine. And I'll go ahead and put on... Oops, I didn't look at that. The shield. Now, it says I lose 6.4% damage. Probably because it rolled armor. No strength. I could re-roll that, but it would require a brimstone. That's the unfortunate thing. So I'm going to lose a little bit of damage, but I gained 50% damage from this. So losing a 6% from here is not going to be too big of a deal. I am getting reduced cooldown, regeneration, all that. So that's going to be nice. Not only that, but I get the 2-piece sesh, which gives me life, and monster kills grant even more experience. So we'll go ahead and put that on. Alright, let's go ahead and salvage. Since I'm going from a two-handed to a one-handed, I'll go ahead and get rid of these. And what I'll probably do is keep a one-handed weapon on me whenever I want to change the passive build, should I need to. Alright, let's go ahead and throw that in there. Don't need any more. There we go. Looking good. Let's take a look at it. And you can see the shoulders and the sword just really, honestly, I think look really nice on a Crusader. It's really nice. The sword especially just seems to fit. If I had some maybe darker or even light, if I went white. As a matter of fact, for the sheets and the giggles, I am not going to recolor the Born stuff. Let's look at it. There we go. It's not pure white, it is only the cloud. And there's the dark one for those who are interested. I actually think I kind of like that. If I can't go pure white, I might as well go with this. Alright, we're going to stick to the dark look. And so I can look at it now. 7 seconds of steel armor. There you go. Nice and shiny. Cool.
Here is a piece of the sword. It was held by a witch and her coven.
Uncle Deckard, you sound like those dark cultists you told me about.
Very good, Leah. You have been paying attention. Stranger, does any of this jar your memory?
I have no memory of this coven, but I sense a far darker shadow guiding its hand.
Magda's coven is a remnant of an ancient religion called the Triune that worshipped the primevals as gods.
Their gods are dead, yet they fight on.
The last 2 evils, Asmodan and Belial, remain. And if either of them are behind this coven, then our troubles are only beginning.
I sense power in this twisted metal.
Indeed, it feels familiar to me, though the rest is still unclear.
This is the weapon of a man with strong convictions.
Is that what I was? Then what am I without my convictions?
Whatever you have forgotten is not lost. It will be restored. Their leader, Magda, said the next piece fell where only ancients may tread.
That makes me think of the drowned temple near the festering woods. I remember you telling me about it, Uncle.
Exactly, Leah. The temple was home to the Nephalem. Leah, your knowledge could be invaluable. You must go and help our friend retrieve the sword piece.
The Nephalem were ancient humans with fantastic powers. Legend holds that they waged a terrible battle near the temple, and that their ghosts still war with one another.
The foul witch waits for you to unseal the temple of the ancients, that she may strike. Her master would sacrifice anything to control the destiny of the stranger. I would tell you to be careful, but you wouldn't listen, would you?
Such a strange place this world is. You never know what you might find over the next rise, or what the next day might bring. A man who fell from the sky, a king who cannot die. I can tell I will have no dull days traveling with you.
Alright, the dagger I got from the reward wasn't any better, so I decided to come back. Unfortunately, it looks like the item that was on the ground disappeared on me, which is kind of a shame. Okay, so what I want to do is show off a bit of powers. I think what we'll do is we'll meet up with the scoundrel, and we will probably end right there at the drowned temple. Seems like a good spot. Good old fiery, glowy shield. I'm going to go ahead and show off Condemn since I just got this. It's the 3-second blowy uppy thing. So you activate it, you can see the circle, walk in the middle of stuff, and boom. I've got two pretty nice AoE abilities. Come in here in the group of enemies, I can actually pop my iron skin, block a whole bunch, do a bunch of AoE damage. So what I'm doing is actually doing damage by being defensive, which is kind of a neat concept, really, as far as this, you know, when this game is concerned. You don't really, outside of building thorns, you really don't have those kind of options, I think, on, say, Monk and Crusader, or Monk and Barbarian, per se. You build up thorns, and certainly you're a bit more defensive and you're doing damage that way, but for the most part, a lot of the defensive abilities are just that. Here, my defenses are doing damage because of my block chance, which is pretty nice. Now, interesting idea when it comes to both Falling Sword and Condemn is this. Using Falling Sword, following up with Condemn, and doing a bunch of damage that way. Use that in a large group, and you win. But you can go a step further. Let's let this thing build up a little bit here. Falling Sword is almost back. Here we go. Falling Sword is back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to proc, let's just get them over here, Condemn, and then Falling Sword. And you can see that Condemn, shortly after Falling Sword landed, went off. So you can travel using Falling Sword while Condemn is active. So you pop you pop it, get it ready to blow up, and then move in. I almost say I would equate it to priming a hand grenade, or cooking it off, if you will. Waiting for it to get ready to blow up before throwing it. Which is a strategy a lot of tactical, or even just action-based first-person shooters allow you to do. And just in this case, I'm doing it with my own character being an artillery shell. My character is a grenade. I have just equated the Crusader to a grenade.
Not ready yet.
The fact that it doesn't take any wrath to prime Condemn is pretty nice. I'm pretty defensible. I get a bunch of enemies around me, I get more block chance. I pop Iron Skin to reduce the damage, and then of course that just allows me to do a bunch of area damage. It's working out. I really think that this build as a whole is working out very nicely. And I'll just go ahead and 1, 2, boom, boom. What I want to know is if I get it too close to blowing up, will it blow up in midair or will it blow up when I land? And And if it blows up in mid-air, will it blow up along the path that you travel? It feels like it takes longer than 3 seconds.
Uncle Deckard told me stories of them when I was a little girl.
Alright, let's go ahead. We're going to give it a shot. 1, 2. I can't tell. It may have gone off while I was in the sky. So it means it won't go off on the ground. So you have to be careful. If you cook off Condemn too early, you'll lose it apparently if you try to do that combo.
You there! Please help! They're going to kill my friend! Thieves are going to kill my friend if we don't do something. Help me break these bonds and see for yourself!
What do they want with your friend?
She's just a farmer's daughter, Sasha, but she has a relic that the thieves are after.
Losing my patience, wench!
I'll never tell you.
Release the girl. The relic belongs to her.
You actually believe what this scoundrel tells you? Fine, you fools. We'll kill the both of you.
Burn in righteous fire! I am a Crusader. It is righteous.
You won't get away from us this time!
This is just like target practice.
Not yet.
Just trying to make sure that I pop Condemn whenever I get an opportunity. I don't think he's getting hit by the hammers.
His wounds are deep.
Wow, I actually had to pop a potion there.
This isn't over. The rest of the Thieves Guild will find you.
Here's the relic, my love. I hid it like you asked. Father's grown suspicious of us, but that won't matter once we're married. It won't be long, right?
Of course, my dear. Soon we will settle down to a quiet life of tilling the fields and raising children. But first, I have to sell this relic. Alas, I must travel away with my friend here to do so.
You wish to join my crusade? It is a hard path.
Yes, absolutely. The way is hard and all that. Shall we go? Wait. The relic is a fake! Gods, I should have known! You seem like you could use a helping hand, and I sure as hell don't want to stay around here.
Please tell me that you're not considering this criminal's proposal.
The way is hard and all that. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, yes. I still love him. But we're sticking with Cormac. Because I really like the interaction that they're having with each other. I'm interested to see how it plays out.
What of your betrothed?
Betrothed? Do I look like the marrying kind to you? By the way, my name is Lyndon.
Although, I have heard that the female Crusader and Lyndon have some very nice interactions of their own as well. So there is that.
The tomes say of Alaric and this temple is not encouraging.
Alright, with that, I think what I'll do is I'll go over the last conversation with Cormac. We'll go over sins. I've almost caught up to my Witch Doctor. He is higher level, but I'm almost caught up to him in story, as I'm playing them kind of in parallel. So, alright, let's talk to him about sins, and let's get rid of these items in my inventory. Anything good? Any kind of upgrades? No. Not really. Alright, well, that's perfectly fine. I do kind of like the way the Crusader looks. Although, what I might do... I have a bunch of abyssal dye. I can make this look much better, but I have a feeling I'm going to replace the set pretty soon anyway, so I'm not going to spend too much resources on changing up the armor. It still looks kind of neat. I do say that the Born sword and shoulder pieces look much better. Unfortunately, I tried to see if I could transmog the armor into Born's armor, but I can't apparently. I might be able to unlock it with a level 70 version of it, but the lower level version, it does not. So, tough luck on that one. But I do like the way it looks. I like the skills so far. We've got a nice melee build going on here. I might have to change some things up. Like, I do like the fact that Falling Sword and Condemn work really well together. That's really working out nicely. I'm not sure what else I would replace. I mean, because I've obviously got my primary and secondary, and the abilities I got for this level are all on my bar now with minus Falling Sword. I could change it out. Something more defensible, maybe? Consecration, maybe? I could definitely do that. I have to get up close, so Consecration can be very useful. But I think what I'll do is I'll wait. I am only 20% away from level. One thing I didn't do now that I'm using a one-handed weapon, and this is, certainly I really should do it, honestly will increase my survivability as well, is replacing Heavenly Strength. I am thinking I could go with Fervor with attack speed, but since I had to use a potion there, I was getting a bit low. Let's just go with Vigilant. Life regeneration goes up and non-physical damage taken goes down. Let's go ahead and do that. Make myself a bit more defensible. That is what this build is a bit more about. It should be fine. I've got some decent damage with the sword because it is a set piece. And it'll really help out. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to thank you for watching with the Crusader. And I'll close it on the Templar here. So thanks again for watching. And I'll see you next time.
So you were a criminal before joining the Templar. What were your crimes?
I cannot tell you.
Then I will not pry.
You misunderstand me. We are literally unable to recall our pasts. The Inquisitors stripped my sins and the memory of them from me, leaving me pure